Kin gathered close at the hearth. Hear me now. What becomes of our household if the swift-handed weaver sets aside her shuttle and dies to chase the spear-thrower's path, believing she alone can guard the clan from shadows beyond the ridge?
Will the looms stand cold and empty, threads unraveling into the wind, while the young ones go unshod and the elders' cloaks fray at the hem?
Listen well, for such a turning invites the frost upon our kin bonds before the first snow falls.
In the dim light of the workshop that first dawn, the weaver adorned with feathers from distant birds, her voice sharp as a new flint, laid down her spindle and took up a spear too heavy for unscarred hands.
She strode to the riverbank where the spear-throwers gathered at first light, expecting their nods of welcome, their shared fire of brotherhood.
But the men paused mid-cast, eyes narrowing like hawks spotting a fox in the reeds. One grunted, "Stranger in our circle who mends your nets when the fish slip away?" Her first throw glanced the water harmlessly, ripples fading without gain, and the household baskets remained half-filled that eve, the children peering hungrily from the hearth.
By the second moon's turn, at the field edge where kin bent to till the dark soil, word spread like dry leaves in wind. The weaver now grunted with the plow team, her hands blistered on the haft, ignoring the call of the dye pots bubbling unattended.
The elder aunt at the hearth fire turned to the young ones, her voice low. Who will weave the nets for winter stores if she chases shadows among the hunters? Trust thinned as kin exchanged glances, reciprocity broken, for the spear-throwers shared no extra hauls with her empty-handed return, and the household labor faltered, seeds scattered untended while she wrestled the bow in vain.
What strength remains in our kin net if one pulls away to mend another's weave?
Seasons shifted to the workshop yard by the third harvest, where tools lay idle under dust, the shuttles warped from damp, dyes soured in clay jars as she returned with a patchy cloak of warrior hides, her steps heavier, voice deepened by endless trails.
At the pasture bounds, the herd watchers eyed her warily during the evening circle. She tried their grunts of jest, but silence fell thick as fog, no one passing the shared horn of broth.
One youth whispered to his sister, "She forsook the loom now who guards our wool from the wild dogs." Labor chains strained, elders shivered without fresh mantles. Children learned no shuttle songs, and the kin network whispered of divided hands, reciprocity frayed like old rope.
Through the cold winds of the fourth turning, she ventured to the council circle at the settlement's heart, firelight flickering on faces etched by years.
Expecting to sway the keepers of seals with tales of infiltrating the ridge dwellers' ways, she spoke of upending old paths, but the elders leaned forward, brows furrowed. Who tends the hearths while you chase echoes?
Our skills fade, unspoken. Her words hung unanswered, tools of counsel passed to proven hands alone. Meanwhile, back at the riverbank, nets tore on hidden rocks, fish slipping to rivals downstream.
Kin bonds loosened further, old weave mates turned away at the boundary paths, no longer sharing buried gleanings, for what trust endures when household duties scatter like chaff?
Years crept like vines over untended fences, and by the fifth summer's river crossing, the workshop stood as a hollow shell, looms gathering cobwebs while she hauled wood alone from the distant woods, muscles straining, but yields meager.
At the burial ground's edge, where ancestors' stones whispered of enduring lines, an elder uncle drew her aside amid the youths. "See how the paths grow overgrown?"
Your shuttle hand could have bound our cloaks against the storms, passing the weave to these little ones. Neighborhood herds thinned, for her half-learned watches left gaps where wolves tested the weak. Resource stores dwindled in the storehouses, reciprocity a faded memory as kin hoarded against the unknown wanderer in their midst.
Does the clan thrive when one forsakes the shuttle for the spear, leaving skills unpassed and labors unbalanced?
Winters deepened into a full cycle of 7 turnings, the pastures echoing with fewer voices, boundaries patrolled by weary shadows.
She stood now at the hearth's own edge, beard stubble like unkempt brambles on her chin, craving the old dye scents amid the men's silent nods at the field fires. Yet no one mended her torn hides, no circle shared the deeper wisdom of the hunt.
Children scattered seeds haphazardly, elders' tales of weave lore silenced by cold hands, kin networks contracting like frostbitten roots.
Land stewardship faltered, fields lay fallow in patches, rivers yielded poorer holes, for divided labors bred divided yields.
What lineage endures if trust erodes? One hearth's fire dims while another flickers alone?
Hear the elder's final word, kin, at this hearth flame. If such turnings persist, households fracture like dry clay, under sun looms forever idle. Elders wrapped in rags, children barefoot on thorny paths, spears cast wide but harvests meager.
Trust vanishes like mist at dawn. Reciprocity starves the circle. Skills wither untaught in young hands. Resources scatter to wind and wild. And the lineage fades, voices absent from future fires, lands untended turning to bramble waste.
Turn back to the shuttle and spear as kin assign, mend the weave of household and herd, or watch the clan circle empty under endless skies.
Gather close now, stoke this flame, and let duty bind us true.
If the echoes of elder voices kindle a spark within your breast, bear it forth into the kin circle, utter it aloud, weave it into the shared tales, and uphold it through your steadfast vigil at the fire.
Every whisper exchanged fortifies the chain of wisdom, nourishing the toil of insight that binds the ages one to another.
Let your timbre join the chorus, sustaining the quest for hidden truths, probing not just the heart's own weave but the woven fates of the lands we claim as heirs.
Etch your signs upon the common paths, in spoken lore or etched remembrances, and tread the trails our forebears marked toward the wellsprings of knowing.
Understand that in allying with this enduring labor, you guard its flame, and the ancestors' teachings flow unbroken through the turning seasons.